vlog video that I'm so excited about is I'm actually doing my first holiday vlog video of this holiday season. And I've decided this year not to get into vlognaukkah for many different reasons. I haven't really been up for it. But I may be sporadically here and there, like this one will be filmed, edited, and going up soon. This holiday vlog video. And take a guess and tell in the comments down below, what do you think I will be making today in our vlog video for all of you, hopefully joining in and watching. So let's get into this vlog video. And welcome to my vlog channel, Anna's Vlogs. I'm Anna, a mom to my 2.5-year-old, soon-to-be 3-year-old toddler, Samuel. I'm happily married. My husband and I are both early child education teachers. I'm a sub, as I mentioned before in my previous vlog videos, waiting to be permanent soon. They haven't started any hiring yet, so they haven't been given the official go on when they could start doing that. But in the meantime, I'm a full-time parent and I sub when there is a job available. My husband, on the other hand, he is permanent, virtually teaching online, so it's been lovely to have him at home. Aside from all that we do, running our household and helping my family watch their dog and spending time as a family, I love creating and making vlog videos like this one today for you all to watch when I can on the side. I don't do this, obviously, as you know, for a living, so this is just a little hobby, something I like to keep me going. I'm so excited for today's vlog video. As you can tell, I will be filming my own kitchen in my own home. So if you want to get in on this vlog and any other ones, make sure you're clicking on that red white button that says subscribe. Click on that notification bell so you'll be notified when my vlog videos are uploaded. Next, my first holiday vlog of this holiday season, thought I'd take you on into my kitchen in my home and share with you two of my family favorite things that we like to enjoy, not only on the weekends, but also when it's winter and holiday season. So let's get started with some, I don't know if you would call this baking or cooking, so however you guys call it. So the first recipe that we are going to start with is the Paleo Waffles. And by the way, this is not sponsored, endorsed, or paid by anybody. This is just me letting you guys know on a new little favorite item that I absolutely love. So I got this at Target. By the way, you can buy it anywhere. There's a company called Dash. They make these cute little waffle mini makers. And in there's tons of different recipes. We are going to be using the Paleo waffle recipe. So for this recipe, you'll need 2 large eggs, half a banana mashed, which I already took some time and I used a fork and I mashed up half a banana, and then the other half I put it aside on a little plate that my toddler will get to enjoy in a bit with his breakfast when I'm all done preparing our morning breakfast. And you'll also need maple syrup. And instead of maple syrup, because I don't buy and we don't eat maple syrup, we use honey. So you can substitute whatever sugar you have on hand. The one that I found working the best in this particular recipe is using honey. So either some kind of a syrup or like maple, or in this case, honey. You'll also need vanilla extract. If you are, for some odd reason, you cannot have vanilla extract, you can do an almond extract or some other substitute that you can find online. It also says that we need baking powder, which is what I have on hand, almond flour and coconut flour, and a pinch of salt. And these are the ingredients that are all laid out for us here. So the first step is you're going to take half a banana, you're going to mash it just like this, swerve it around. This is how I do mine. And then the next step, it says to add 2 large eggs. So I'm going to add to this bowl already 2 cracked eggs. Now, something I'm going to let you guys in on this is that Jewish people, because it's stated in our Jewish laws, that we have to crack eggs separately before we put them into anything that we use for cooking, frying or baking, just to check if there's any blood or any kind of like bad stuff in there, because if there is, you can't use the egg and then you have to toss it and go grab another one. So after that, I'm going to add my syrup. Now it says here that we need 3/4 of a syrup. They listed maple, we're using honey instead of maple. Fortunately, I do not have 3/4. So I usually, for my recipe, I tweak things. I'm going to be adding a teaspoon, just like that. Can you guys see? I'm adding a teaspoon right into my bowl. And it may get a little drippy. The next step is I'm going to be adding 1/2 a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And since I used a teaspoon for the honey, and the reason I did that is because this way I don't have to go and rewash anything right now. And this is my 1/2 a teaspoon, so I'm going to add 1/2 a teaspoon of vanilla extract, just like that. And then it also requires us not only 1/2 a teaspoon of almond or vanilla extract, whatever you have on hand. In this case, I have vanilla extract. I'm going to be adding next the baking powder. Now, just a little note in baking or cooking, do not use baking soda for this recipe. It calls for baking powder. Now, if you don't have baking powder on hand, you can always read online. If there's any Paleo waffle recipes that uses baking soda, you can plug that in. And then I'm going to give this a little shake because I have some around the edges that I could still use. And then using my same thing, because it's all clean and handy like that. And my 1/2 a teaspoon of baking powder. So I have that all in there. And then the last 2 steps. Oh, let me see, we're using pinch salt. So, see if I can. Now, it says to use a pinch of salt. I just go like this. 1, 2, that's it. Just a little dash, a little sprinkle. And I use, by the way, sea salt. This is the Himalayan sea salt, if you guys are interested in getting this one. And all of the items here, you can get them at Sprouts, Ralph's, Amazon Fresh, you can order it, Whole Foods, Bristol Farms, Ralph's, like I said. Any market you have nearby, you can get any of these kind of ingredients. It may not be the same brand, but that's okay. So the next step we're going to be adding is 1/4 cup of almond flour. So I have it already pre-measured for us. Just dump it all in like that. And then I used a cup because it says that you need to do 1.5 tablespoons of coconut flour. So we just put in 1/4 cup of almond flour. Next, I'm going to be adding some coconut flour. So I just, into my bowl, added the 1/4 of almond flour. So now I'm going to be adding 1.5 tablespoons of coconut flour. Now, I obviously pre-measured it beforehand and put in a cup. Since I don't have, for whatever reason, 1/2 a tablespoon on my measuring thing, I did 1.5 teaspoons of coconut flour, and then I added a tablespoon of flour, because 1/2 a tablespoon equals 1.5 teaspoon of anything that you are adding into your whatever it is that you are baking or cooking. In this case, I am making my Paleo waffles, so this is what the recipe calls. I'm just going to dump it just like that. And then once it's all done and finished, I'm going to be giving this a mix, just like this. Making sure that I get all the edges in. Oh, it smells so good. It smells very banana-ish. And that's exactly the taste you will get in these Paleo waffles. Mix, mix, mix. you guys notice when bakers or anybody who's doing these cooking shows or they're YouTube vloggers who make food, usually their camera's right in front of them. Mine is on the side, just to let you guys know, and I do apologize for that, but we're working with whatever setup I can in my own kitchen because I don't have an island. So once it's mixed, you want it to get it just like that in the consistency. And then it says in this recipe that you'll be doing about 3.5 tablespoons of droplets into your actual whatever little waffle maker you have. I'm using the Dash, so this is again the Dash recipe that was provided for me to use. Now what I do is I do a tablespoon, and I do about 2 of those, so this way I have enough for my family. Now, if you are a family of 3 or 4, this is enough. If you're a larger family that it has more than 4 people, then you will want to double or triple on this recipe to be able to get enough of a waffle per person or 2, depending on, because this batter right here makes about 4 waffles. This is what my finished batter looks like. I took a little bit of extra time to giving it a better mix to make sure that I've incorporated all of my ingredients and to make sure there was no any kind of almond flour, coconut flour around the edges here. Now I'm going to set this aside and we're going to head on over to the other part of our kitchen where I will be sharing and showing you how I make my family favorite vegan dark chocolate, hot chocolate, non-dairy with 2 options that you can add to your drink. If you are non-dairy, the non-dairy coconut whipped cream, and if you do dairy, it is the regular heavy cream. So let's go on over and get started. I always thought traditionally that hot chocolate is made using cocoa powder and white sugar. In places like coffee shops or specialty chocolate shops that I have been to, I've seen the person who's behind the counter making my drink and using the cocoa powder and white sugar. That was until my husband told me maybe I should start researching and see if I can use actual chocolate chips that I have on hand and swapping out some of the ingredients, make it a little bit healthier and non-dairy, since I obviously cannot have dairy, and dairy is the main component in this hot chocolate. So I have on hand, this is by a company called Enjoy Life. You can get this one anywhere. I've seen this at Ralph's, Target, and I get the dark chocolate. Now you can always get the semi-sweet. But the reason that I get this one because it's just unsweetened chocolate. And there's already cane sugar in this. That's why I'm not going to add so much sugar additionally added into my hot chocolate drink. Now, since I've used some of my cooking stuff for my Paleo waffles that I was showing you guys earlier, I'm going to be using a regular household tablespoon that I have in my drawer. Now, just a little side note, sometimes your tablespoon may look a little bit smaller than your baking type table measuring spoon, so just be aware of that one. I'm going to start by turning on my stove and putting it on medium. Now, mine is a gas stove range and it has numbers, so it's on a 4 right now, which is a medium. We went to a medium. And since I don't know, I couldn't find it. Maybe it's in my dishwasher still dried and I couldn't find it. But I'm going to be using half a cup of measuring spoon. You can use a cup if you don't have a measuring spoon on hand. You can use any cup you have in the house that's 8 ounces because 1 cup is 8 ounces. And so I'm going to pour in here 2 of these. So 2½ tablespoons. 1. This is my second half. Now, as you guys can see, this is not a full cup because I need to add a little bit more. So I'm going to set this like that while I go grab in the fridge another thing of almond milk. Oh, and I guess I didn't tell you guys, but I am using This is called the Almond Breeze Original. It is by the Blue Diamond Almonds Company. You can use any milk you like, so if you're able to have dairy, you can do dairy. You can have soy milk. I've never tried it with soy milk. I recommend, if you're using a type of milk, to either do coconut milk, or I like the almond milk better. So I'm going to open this baby up, just like that. I'm going to add a little bit more milk, just like that. If you have a little spillover, it's okay. And while that is heating up, I'm going to set this one aside. So traditionally what I like to do is I like to let the milk heat up a little bit, not so that it's boiling, but just so that when my hand goes over it like that, I can see that it is nice and hot. I'm going to take my spoon here. And first, I'm going to be adding, just like that, 1, 2. Now, as I mentioned, because this spoon is a little bit less smaller looking of a tablespoon than my actual measuring tablespoon, I'm going to be adding just a few more nibbles, and that's it. I'm going to set that aside, and then we're going to add our honey. So I buy just any honey. This is from Sprouts Organic. It's whatever cheap honey you have on hand. And then I'm going to be adding, now like I said, because there's already some sugar in the chocolate, I'm just going to add it like that. And first, I'm going to be using this. I'm going to be using my spoon to give it a stir, because I want to make sure that I've gotten all of the honey right off, like that. And then I'm just going to put my spoon right there in the sink. Everything will get tossed in the dishwasher later. Now, this is where you can play around with this recipe. If you want to add some spices like cinnamon or the pumpkin spice or nutmeg, you can add totally of those. If you're adding, make sure not to overpower your hot chocolate. So add maybe like a few pinches of whatever seasoning you have on hand. If you want some salt, you can use the, I don't know if I have it. Do I? Oh, okay. I like to sometimes, this is optional, to add the lavender Himalayan salt. Now, it's best not to have a lot of salt in your diet, because I know my dietitian recommends me not to have a lot of salt in my diet. So when I make my hot chocolate, I always say this is optional. You can add it if you want or not. I've added my main component, which is the milk. I have used, as I said, almond milk, my dark vegan allergy-free chocolate chips, and the honey. Now I have a little whisk on hand, and I'm going to start giving it a stir, just like that. Wow, it is bubbling nicely. I'm going to lower the temperature just a bit. Oh my god, it bubbled. Can't believe it bubbled. Okay. If it bubbles, take it off your hot stove and just stir it like this. And then, yeah. You can even lower your temperature to a lower setting, which is what I have here. And I have done just this. Look at this. It is nice. Once that it's all done, I'm going to turn off my stove, and look at that. Now you can use a regular big whisk. I used a little one just because this is what I had on hand. I think my other big one is still in the dishwasher that needs to be unloaded. Now if you have any little chocolate nibbies, you can throw that right in. That is going right there in the sink, which will... So once I'm all done and I put it into a cup like this, make sure your cup is a little bit bigger than a cup. So this way the hot chocolate is not spilling over. Or you can also share this. So if you don't want to do the full cup, you could do like half a cup for you, half a cup for whoever you're sharing this with. And then we're going to do our whipped cream topping. So at the market, because this is a non-dairy veggie recipe I'm giving you guys, I found there's a company called Thai Kitchen, and they make the coconut cream make sure you put this in the refrigerator. I just let it refrigerate for a couple hours. You can do it overnight, doesn't matter. And then using my kitchen mixer that's right here in front of me that you can't see, I put in all of the fat content of the cream itself, just a little bit of the water base that's in the bottom, blended it on high blend. I whipped it all up, and then voila, you get this coconut whipped cream. Now with that, I added some honey to give it a little bit of sweetness. Because of the coconut cream right here that I used, it's unsweetened. There is none that are sweetened that I found. And this is the brand that Ralph's had. So I'm going to add just a little bit. Or maybe just a little more like this. It's so good. So this tastes like coconut, and it's just creamed up. I like the spoon. So good. Now this one is my regular traditional whipped cream. I don't usually have this because I'm not supposed to be having dairy because it's very sensitive on my stomach. But I'll definitely give you guys a little taste test. Now because I've licked off of this part, I'm going to be using the other end to give you guys a taste of this one. This one is just more light, airy, and fluffy. You can't really taste the milk, but it's just light, airy, and fluffy milk. So for that, any heavy whipping cream, this is the one we had at hand. Just a cup. Add some sweetener of your choice. I used honey once again, and that is so good. I absolutely love it. So there you have it. Oh, and I forgot the best part. Pardon me. My cough decided to catch up with me today, and you can add whatever topping you would like on your hot chocolate drink. Marshmallow, peppermint candy, whatever you have on hand. You can even add a sprinkle of any topping or seasoning you like. Since I don't like marshmallow and they're dairy, I use this coconut. I bought this one from Costco. Anywhere you find the coconut rolls. Now I'm going to take one, dip it in here, just like that, to give it a stir. And you can do two things. You can use it as a straw to sip on your hot chocolate like this. It's so mouth-watering and delicious. And honestly, I can't tell the difference between a dairy hot chocolate and non-dairy. So this is what the finished drink looks like. And then I'm going to drop this way in. Because after a while, when I let it cool off and let it sit in, this actually turns into a little fluffy, like imitated marshmallow. So if you can't have a dairy marshmallow, you can always substitute it with a non-dairy marshmallow, but I'm not seeing one of those, so I just used the coconut roll. Anyways, happy holidays, cheers to you all, and these were my two lovely family recipes. When I'm all done preparing my lovely banana Paleo waffles, I'll show you guys at the end what they look like before we sit down to enjoy a family breakfast. Finished making all of my Paleo waffles. This is what one of them looks like. It is nice and golden brown, very soft, fluffy, and airy. And it smells like a traditional banana Paleo waffle. I'm going to plate it like this here on a little plate. So this is the plate I have made for my little toddler. He has waffles, raspberries, blueberries, banana. He has a little toast right here, which I'm going to be adding some lox. Just like that. Look at how beautiful that it's plated. Thank you guys so much for watching. Happy holidays once again, and I hope you've enjoyed catching in on today's vlog holiday edition and watching me share and cook for you guys some of our favorite family things that we like to enjoy, not just on the weekend but all holiday season, winter long. So thanks for watching once again. Sending you all love. Happy holidays and whatever you celebrate, and bye bye. I'll see you in my next vlog video.